Just the other day, I was talking about the Coldplay concert that was organized and pulled off in Ahmedabad. Well, it was really amazing. And do you know the number of people who went there? Well, you can find out in the video I made about the Coldplay concert just yesterday. But to just tell you right now, it was 1.25 lakh people. Or, for those not in India, it's 125,000 people. Yeah, that's a lot of people, right? Well, let me talk about something that makes that concert look like a tiny drop in the ocean in the number of people that attended. Yeah, I think most of you might have guessed by now. I'm talking about the MAHA KHUMB. But I guess most people outside India may not have heard of it as well. So, you know what? Let me just break it down for you in brief about what the MAHA KHUMB really is. And it's really interesting. So, according to Hindu culture, right, the MAHA KHUMB is actually demons and angels, right? Basically, devatas as we call them. They basically had a huge tug of war with a giant python binded together to the center of the world. And then they had this huge tug of war, and so the tug of war went back and forth, right? And so that gave like a sort of churning motion, right? That gave a churning motion, and out of the churning motion came a pot of nectar, the kumbh. This actual pot of nectar is supposed to grant immortality. So it was pretty obvious why both the devatas and the rakshasas, or the demons as we call them, really wanted it. Well, they were churning and churning, and they were trying to get it, and ultimately the pot of nectar came out, which is called the kumbh. So actually, the demons were able to almost run away with the pot of nectar. But then came Lord Vishnu, one of our primary gods for those of you unaffiliated with the Hindu culture. So he came in and he took the form of a very attractive woman called Rohini. And by doing so and coming in front of them, he sort of distracted the demons. Yeah, pretty relatable, right? He sort of distracted the demons away from getting the pot of nectar and actually took it and just went away. So the demons were not able to get that pot of nectar. So this actual avatar is called the Mohini avatar of Lord Vishnu. It's pretty interesting stuff. You should really check it out. I'm just telling it in brief. But yeah, 4 drops of nectar though, when Vishnu was taking it away, or Mohini was taking it away, was actually dropped at Prayagraj, Haridwar, Ujjain, and Nashik. So these are the 4 principal most divine places during this Maha Kumbh. And since Jan 13th till now, Jan 13th is when it started. And well, today's date is, I think, Jan 28th. Yeah. So since then, it has attracted 140 million people to this extravaganza. It is crazy. 140 million people. And it's estimated that there will be a total footfall by the end of it of 400 million people. That is the full population of the continental United States of America. That is crazy. Can you even imagine that number of people? Man, I really can't. And if you see some of the pictures, oh, you will be in a dizzy. It is unbelievable the number of people who are coming here. But actually, just Maha Kumbh is a grand celebration of our age-old culture and timeless traditions. It is a very important spiritual activity for many, many people, just normal people like me. Maybe there are, very, very devoted sadhus who also come here and take part in the activities. So, actually, what people do mainly is they come to the Maha Kumbh, right? They come to Prayagraj mostly. So there's a confluence of 3 rivers that happen there, right? It's very rare. So in that confluence, people actually dip themselves in the actual confluence of those rivers, and it is said to wash away their sins and grant them liberty. I think that's pretty beautiful, and yeah, if the opportunity arises, I hope everyone goes there. It's really beautiful. But yeah, that's enough about the culture and the significance, right? So now if I need to talk about so many people coming there, right? So obviously the organization needs to be good. So now let's talk about the organization. And again, my God, I think my nation's really changing. Hamara desh sach mein badal raha hai. Pardon my Hindi pronunciation. I'm South Indian, by the way. If you guys didn't know, I'm from Bangalore. So, yeah, maybe my pronunciation is great. Please forgive me. But, yeah, so the organization has been absolutely spectacular. Like, there has been almost no incident. There was just like one burning of the tents. But, yeah, that was due to a cylinder explosion. But there were no casualties. So, everything was fine. Just some property damage. But the organization is immaculate. Like, I must really say. So they have a few things. So there was this one, mainly two things that they're doing. So one of it is something called as Garuda Raksha or Garuda Rakshak. So actually Garuda flies around. Actually, he's one of our demigods who fly around. So that's all you need to know the context for now. He's much deeper than that. But yeah, just for this video's context, if I keep explaining every character in Hinduism, I think I could make a series with like 20 episodes or 30 episodes, 1 hour long each. So I won't get into it. But yeah. So he flies around. And so in this Rakshak operation, right? And Rakshak means defense. So in this operation, what they do is they fly offline drones that are able to connect lost children with their families. So if children got lost in the crowd, and man, some people have had those traumatic experiences, both parents and children who were not able to find each other during these mass congregations. So yeah, this helps in that. So this helps children reconnect with their parents by giving live telecast from the drone to the control room, and they help them. So that's really amazing. So it has been aided by tech. So the second thing is AI cameras. So they have deployed around 2,100 AI cameras, and that really, helps tracking people and helps crowd control and helps the, the help desk really organize efforts if there is any mishap that could eventually happen during the Mela. So because there are so many people, so there's so many things that could happen. So basically that's why. And there are, get this, it's a bit, literally they built a, makeshift city. There are 1.6 lakh tents, or that is 160,000 tents, where people live. They have electricity, they have water, they have like there's another 150,000 toilets, like washrooms. So it's crazy, the scale of it all. It's basically just a city, makeshift city for this on the banks of the river. It is absolutely amazing. So yeah, lot of people coming in from not just India, but all across the world. Everyone just has one thing to say that is so well organized, and it's honestly just divine. It's just love and peace and divinity everywhere, and that's what most people have to say. Well, speaking of people, there are a lot of famous people in Prayagraj at the moment where the MAHA KHUMB is happening. So it is, first of all, not just Indian. Of course, it's an Indian cultural thing and a heritage thing, but it's also for the world. Like most Indian things are. Like even yoga, for example. So many practitioners all across the world. And yeah, we really love doing that. So whatever we do is for the world, right? So many foreigners. There was like this really buff Italian dude who is a sadhu actually, but he's like really buff, and he had come to the MAHA KHUMB and he told a few things really interesting. So I've seen like Italians, Frenchmen, Germans, Americans, British, you name the nationality, and they most probably have come there. And it is really a melting pot of so many people. But that's just the normal people, right? Let me talk about some famous people who have been there. So, Coldplay came for the concert, right? So the lead singer, Chris Martin, and his girlfriend, Dakota Johnson, I think many of you have seen her videos or seen her movies, and so did Chris Martin. I mean, he just came to India, so he's pretty much fresh in our memory. So both of them came over for the MAHA KHUMB to Prayagraj. So they are there. The world's top people, even Steve Jobs, his wife, Laureen, is there, and even all eminent Indians from like Amit Shah to Sudha Murthy to like so many people. They're all just beelining to MAHA KHUMB because that's how special and extraordinary event this is. And notice I keep telling MAHA KHUMB and I don't just tell Kumbh Mela or just Mela. That's because MAHA KHUMB happens, it's Maha, and Maha means great or huge, right? In Hindi. So I say that because it happens only every 144 years. Yeah, that's a hell of a long time to wait for the Maha Kumbh to happen. So the Kumbh Mela happens every 6 and 12 years, but the Maha Kumbh happens every 144 years, and this time it's the Maha Kumbh. So it is really, really special. Right? So we've spoken about people, we've spoken about the arrangements, the heritage, and now let's get down to business. The economy. It has raised around and will contribute 2 trillion rupees, or for those following dollars, $50 billion. Oh man, it is just mind blowing what just people gathering at one place can really pull off. And there will be around 50,000 shops. Like, can you believe it? Like just for a second, even if you aren't there and you're just watching this video, just think like 140 million people, like so many people, and like 50,000 shops, and like 1.6 lakh tents. Just look at the numbers. They are huge. And man, it just talks about the scale and the importance in people's hearts for the Mahakumbh. So yeah, that's really amazing. But yeah, coming to that point, it is so amazing to see people practicing their faith so freely and practicing their religions at peace. It really moves something in me, and there's something so beautiful about it just not being a entertainment, place for entertainment, right? So, it could be, it's normal to see a lot of people in concerts, maybe, I don't know, movie, premieres, or comedy shows, or like speeches of like big leaders and stuff like that. But just like a really native and very organic religious gathering, having such footfall, is there's really something so beautiful about that. And it's not like it's not entertaining, it is, but most people go there to practice their faith and to reconnect with their roots, roots that are very ancient, because I think people who study history will know that India is an ancient civilization. We are up there with Egypt and China and all of these civilizations in ancientness, right? So it is beautiful. So I really advise everybody to, at least come and experience this once in their lifetime, because the Mahakumbh will come only like 144 years later. And yeah, man, God knows that I won't make it. And I guess most of you watching this won't live that long, but I hope you do. And I hope you come and see the next Mahakumbh as well. But please try to make it to this one. I think it's really special. And just seeing that number of people, doing something together, it moves something in you, right? Because it's all love, it's all peace and kindness. So yeah, you should really make it. But just on another note, on an ending note, I think the Mahakumbh is such a good demonstration of India's organizational capabilities and soft power, right? Even the Coldplay concert, for that reason. I mean, I love this, that India is being given a chance now, because there was this stereotype and sort of this media created image of India that we're just poverty stricken everywhere. I mean, we are poverty stricken here and there, like almost every city, right? Or every country in the world. But I think it's really special that India increases its soft power and really lets the world know that, we are not what we used to be. We are not the poverty stricken, I don't know, 250-year-old enslaved British India. We are not that anymore. We have, not the Bengal famine India. We are grown by leaps and bounds. And I think these kind of demonstrations are really hallmarks of how far we have come, right? We just celebrated our 78th Republic Day, January 26th. So it's really a testament to how far we have come. And I really hope if anyone watching this abroad, is watching, just come over and give India a chance and look at our people, experience our culture, experience our history, just experience India, and I guarantee you'd fall in love. So really, with that being said, guys, that's all I had for today. And I'm a pretty religious Hindu, and I really love practicing my religion. So for all you guys out there, Hara Hara Mahadev. Yeah. So, well, that's all I had. And on that beautiful note, I'll see you guys in the next one. TVP signing off.